Hello students, welcome to the virtual classroom of computer for class 8. So I hope all you are doing well, and as all were waiting for your computer classes, so from today onwards we are going to have this computer class also. So before moving further, if we see what was the syllabus of class 7, so earlier we have studied about the number system. Then Excel features were discussed with different types of charts. Then last year we have discussed about the HTML, what are the different tags, how are they used in the web pages and website. Then also we have discussed the computer network and some internet services. So now if we see the syllabus of this year, what we are going to read in class 8, let us see. So this year we are going to have introduction about Microsoft Access, some various other features of Microsoft Access, then queries and reports in MS Access. After that we'll also study about more detail in HTML, that is forms and frames. Okay, then Visual Basic, these are the new softwares which we'll study in this class. Visual Basic, then Flash and Photoshop. It will be very interesting to know how you can edit your images, photos on the computer using the Photoshop. You can modify, you can make changes. Okay, you can make the image more shining. If there is any color which is in the background, you can change them also. So this we will study in this class. Then there will be some introduction about the virus and different other risks while using the computer, and also we'll know about the e-commerce, clear, which we see in the form of different online website like Amazon and Flipkart. So similar things we will study in the e-commerce. So now today we are going to start our first chapter, that is the computer system, clear. So in this topic we are going to study about the computer introduction, what are the different benefits, what are the different characteristics of computer, then some new terms like ergonomics and humanware will be discussed in this chapter, which is very important to know that how to use the computer safely so that it may not cause harm to us, clear. So these are very essential things to know about. Now coming to the first topic, that is introduction to computer. So let us start. A computer is an electronic machine that works as per the instruction given by you. Everyone is familiar that computer is an electronic device which works on the basis whatever the instructions or command which we give. Now it can accept the data. This data is called as input, clear, all you are familiar already. Then manipulate the data according to specific rules. This manipulation or modification is called as processing, and this processed output is, or the result is called as output. So these are three essential terms: input, processing and output. One by one we'll revise this also. And the next is storage. When we save the data, this is called as storage. So this storage is for future use. So this series of input, process and output and the storage activities is known as IPO, that is information processing cycle, clear. So this computer functions in the three steps with the help of input which is given, then it do the modification, that is called as processing, and the output is obtained on this on the basis of the processing. Okay, and then it is stored further, that is the storage, which may be used for later use. And these three series of steps is called as IPO, that is information processing cycle. I hope this is clear. Now one by one we will get in detail about the data, these other different terms. So let us see. So first is the data. So let us see. So what is data? Data is a collection of unorganized facts which can include words, number, images and sounds. So the computer manipulates and process the data to create information. So what is data? Data is any unorganized fact. Unorganized fact means it may be any number, alphabet. Suppose you are writing a, b, 1, 2, 3. So this is a unorganized form of data. The computer doesn't know what is this. Clear? So this type of data which is unorganized, which is not meaningful, this collection of data which is unorganized or a raw data, you can say this is called as data. Okay, so this includes words, number, images and sounds. So computer manipulates and processes the data to create information. Clear? So on the basis of this data, the processing is done. Now we will see what is information. So what is information? Let us see. So information refers to the data that is organized, meaningful and useful. Clear? So earlier we have seen that the data was unorganized fact, but if this data is organized and meaningful, it will be called as information. Clear? Here you can see unorganized and meaningful. So suppose you are writing 123, then another number like 256. So this way, this is the different numerical numbers. So suppose you are saving this data in an Excel sheet and you are saving this as the number obtained by different students. Clear? So now this number has a meaning. So in this case, this data will be called as information because it is a meaningful and organized data. In the same way, this numbers, if written in the Excel sheet, if it is arranged in a particular order, that is in a sorted way, from increasing to decreasing. So suppose the maximum obtained marks at the top, and after that the next topper, then next topper and so on. So this way it will be called as a meaningful information, meaningful data, then it will be called as information. So this is the difference between data and information. I hope this is clear. Now coming to the next, that is process. So what is process? The main job of computer is to process the data into information. Clear? So this data which we give, this is converted into information with the help of the step that is called as process or processing. So this processing changes the data into information. Clear? Now computer carries out processing using instructions, which are the steps that tells the computer how to perform a particular task. So this processing is the one which converts our data into information on the basis of instructions or whatever the commands which we give to the computer. So this is all about the process or processing. Clear? The next thing is the storage. So now let us see what is storage. So storage is a computer often stores data, information and instructions for future use. So this storage, when the data and information is stored for a later use in the hard disk or in a database, this is called as storage. Clear? So storage is something when the data is stored for the future use. So this is called as storage. Next is software. So let us see what is software. A collection of related instructions organized for a common purpose is referred to as a software. So MS Office, MS Word or the operating system, these are all examples of software. So these are all some instructions which are in the form of program to carry out some certain tasks. So this is called as software. Next is hardware. So hardware, as you all familiar about, the computer component that which we can touch and feel. The examples are keyboard, printer, monitor, speaker, mouse, then other various other like your light pen. Clear? So these are all examples of the hardware. Next is the user. So who is user? The person who is using the computer, the person which communicates with a computer or uses the information it generates is a user. Clear? So all the individual who is using the computer, who is giving the input or who is using the output obtained from the computer is called as user. Clear? I hope this all terms is pretty much clear to you. The next is, what is the benefit of using the computer? So coming to the benefit, as you are all familiar that in this crisis of COVID-19 pandemic, the computer is playing a very important role in the society. All the tasks are being done with the help of computer. The persons are working from home with the help of computer. Not only this, the classes which you are being able to be conducted for you is also with the help of computer. So every area where we see, the computer is playing very important role, not only in this situation, but as usual always it is very much helpful for us, and it is being used in various areas. So let us see. Today, in the age of electronic revolution, the computer has become an integral part of our life. We can say that computers have entered into each and every walk of our lives, either at home, at work, or at school. Most of our daily activities either involve the use of computer or depend upon the information derived from it. So clear? So everywhere, in every walks of our life, whether it is at home, the office, or the school, everywhere the computer is being used on a large scale, and it is very beneficial, and the people rely and depend for the information on the computer. Next, people use all types and sizes of computer for a variety of reasons and in a range of places. Some computers sit on the top of a desk, so they are called desktop computers. Some computers sit on your lap, so they are called as laptop computer. So clear? By the name itself it is clear. The desktop computers which are kept on the top of the desk or on the table, so they are called as a desktop computer. And those computers which come in our lap, because of that they are called as a laptop computer. Next is the mobile computers and mobile devices are small enough to carry from one place to another. So the desktop computers have a limitation that it will be fixed at one place. They are not portable. We cannot able to carry these computers from one place to another. But in the case of mobile devices, the tablets, so these devices are very friendly and they are portable, can be carried from one place to another very easily because of the smaller size. Clear? Now coming to the next, that is, at home people spend hours of their leisure time using a computer. They play games, listen to music or radio broadcasts, watch videos and movies, read books and magazines, share stories, retouch photos, and plan vacations. So clear? So this way the computer are very helpful at our home. In the office also, people use computers to create correspondence such as email messages, memos, and letters, calculate payroll, track inventory, and generate invoices. So as the computer are used in the home for various recreational purpose, we use them for watching movies, for magazines, for reading books, newspaper. In the same way, in the offices also, the computers are used for various official works as well as very financial needs, for sending emails, then for sending drafting letters, for calculating the salary, that is payroll, then tracking inventory. What is inventory? All the items which are available in the uh, shop or a shopping complex. So all the data which is saved about the details of the items, their prices, the availability, how much is the stock, so all this database is called as inventory. So this management can be done very easily with the help of computers, and they are also used for creating the invoices, the receipt which we get after purchase. These receipts are called as the invoices. So all this way the computer is used in the offices. Now next, at schools, how the computers are beneficial So as you are already familiar that in school also the computers are used for various works. At schools the teacher use computers to assist you with the classroom instructions. Computers are used to complete assignment, homework and research by the students. Clear? So this way the computer is useful for our educational purpose also. Right now also the online classes, they are being conducted with the help of computers, mobiles, laptops. So this way the computers are helpful for the educational purpose also. When we meet in the classroom also, we have a smart board. In the computer lab you can see the computers, then in offices, clear, in the library. So everywhere we can see the importance of the computer. Next is the bank. So wherever we, when we visit the different banks, you can see the office, the workers, the manager in the bank, they have the computer at their desk. So and not only that, the ATM machines, they are also governed or operated with the help of computers and the software. The machine which from which you give the input for withdrawing the money, that is also a type of computer. So this way the customer can deposit and withdraw funds anywhere and at any time. Clear? So this is how the banks are using the computer. Next, at a grocery store, when you visit any shopping complex or a very small shop also, the grocery store, a computer is used to track purchases, calculate the amount of the money due, track stock, etc. Clear? So in the different business purpose also, whether it is a small shop or a bigger shop, the computers can be used for carrying out the different tasks, which makes the works of the shopkeeper as well as for the customer also, it is very easy to handle the different tasks. Next, how it is useful for the entertainment purpose. So this is what, as a student, you are already doing. You are watching the videos, then watching movies, then different other games which you play, the music which you listen on the computer. This is all are the entertainment purpose in which the computer is playing its role. Not only that, you can read a book, the magazine, we, we can compose a video, you can upload it on the YouTube, you can modify the photograph. Clear? You can book the tickets, railway tickets, etc. using the computers. Next is the people use computers as a source of communication. So how the computers are used for the source of communication? When you send mail, when you text a message, voice chatting, video calling, this is all the different ways of communication in which the computers are helpful for the sending the message, for communicating from one place to another. It's clear? So this is the way in which the computers are useful for the communication purpose. Next is the digital revolution, which is the current scenario in which in the digital world the computer is playing an important role. So let us see the digital revolution is upon us. Upon us means the current generation which is using these digital devices. The technology continues to advance and computers have become an integral part of our lives. To be successful in this digital world, it has become essential that you must be computer literate. Being computer literate means you have the knowledge and understanding of the computers and their uses. Clear? So this is the way in which the computer is helpful in the digital revolution. The younger generation is using the technology for the betterment of the human, and in various areas the IT, that is information technology, is playing the role for helping the humanity in various ways. For example, space exploration, weather forecasting, in the hospital also, in medical areas, in the research and technological advancement also, we can see that the computer is very much important and it is making us very informative, and not only that, that is helping for the betterment of our lives. Clear? In this situation, when there is everywhere crisis, the computer is playing it important role. Now coming to the next topic, that is the characteristics of computer. So let us see what are the different characteristics of computer. Today the computer are playing a major role in our everyday life. There are many benefits of using computer. Let us see what are the different qualities because of which the computers are necessity in the today's world. So one by one we will see. The first is the speed. The computers allow you to perform many tasks very fast. It can process a large amount of data very quickly. Inside the system unit, operations occur through electronic circuits. When data, instruction and information flow along these circuits, they travel close to the speed of light. Clear? So this way you can see that how much faster the flow of the data occurs inside the circuits which are inside the computer. Clear? So they travel very much faster with the speed of light. So by this you can imagine how fast and speed the computer data get inside the computer. So this allow billions of operations to be carried out in a single second. Clear? So if we compare the normal computer, even then it carries out various instructions per second. And if you see the example of mainframe and supercomputers, they are very much faster and can handle a very large amount or bulk amount of data, so that it can be used for various complex and very tedious jobs, like to how to predict the weather situation. For various space exploration techniques, the supercomputers are used. So how they are very useful? Because they can handle a large amount of the data, very fast processing speed. So because of the speed, these computers are capable of doing this. Let us see example. For example, if you mail a letter to a friend by a postal service, so he or she may receive it in a few days. But if you send the email, this can be received within a few seconds or a minute. So this way you can see how faster the comparison. If we compare with the postal service and an email, the email is much more faster and it can be received instantly. Now next is the quality. So let us see what is quality. The computers enables you to create high quality documents and drawing. With just a few simple techniques, you can create documents that look professional and are exactly suited to your present task. Clear? So the quality means the quality of the output which we receive by using the computer, they are very much and they are up to the mark. So by using the computer, the quality of the work or the output which we receive by the computer is very much professional. Clear? And they are exactly what we need and they are up to the mark as per our expectation. So this way the computer enhances the quality of the work also. Now next is reliability. Let us see what is reliability. In the common term also, when we see reliable means someone who is trustworthy, which can be trusted, so that it can be useful in the difficult times also. So in the same way, if we talk about the reliability in the terms of computers are reliable and accurate. Clear? The electronic components in the modern computers are reliable because they have a low failure rate. Clear? As you use the mobile, you can see the same mobile can be used without any problem for a very many years, for at least 2, 3, 4 or even more than that. So how this is possible? Because all the hardware devices which are used in these electronic gadgets, they are very much reliable and they have a very low failure rate. The high reliability of the components enables the computer to produce consistent result. A computer never makes mistake by itself. It is true that sometimes the equipment fails, but most of the errors supposedly made by the computers are actually human errors. what does it mean? That the computer is very much reliable, and somehow if there is some errors in the data obtained from the computer, this also only happens when there are some human errors. The instructions which we are giving to the computer, if they are having error, then it is obvious that the output which we will obtain from the computer, they will also have errors. Clear? So these errors often caused by someone hitting a wrong key while entering the data in the computer. So if the instructions which we are giving to the computer, if they are correct, then the output obtained will also be correct and reliable. So this is how the computer is reliable and it is accurate. Next is the storage capacity. So by the name storage capacity, the computers can store enormous amount of data and make this data available for processing at any point of time when it is needed. So this way the computers can be used for storing the data, and not only a small data, we can use bulk and very large amount of data. For example, if you take a YouTube, you can see that how many millions of videos are uploaded there on a single platform. So this is one example. In the same way, the internet is having a collection of very many websites. Clear? So this way the computers enables us to store large amount of data which can be retrieved and can be used whenever we need them. This storage capacity has a special importance in the today's information age. A computer can transfer data quickly from storage to memory, process it and store it again for future use. Clear? So this way the computers can help us to save the data and provide us the data back whenever we need them, and after reprocessing it we can save it further. Clear? So this is the next feature of the computer. Next is versatility. Let us see what is versatility. The computer can perform repetitive jobs efficiently. It can work in the areas where the human brain cannot manage. For example, noticing the motion of very fast moving object. They can also work with different types of data and information like graphics, audio visual characters, etc. Clear? So this way, whatever the task which we are performing with the computer, if it is being done by a human, it will be difficult to do the repetitive job, but in the case of computer, it can be used for very many jobs which are repetitive in nature, and those situations in which very minute and fine details are required. For example, if you want to measure the speed of a bullet which is fired by a Olympian while shooting activity, so this tedious work can also be done by various image processing softwares with the help of computer. Clear? So this way you can see that how much difficult tasks and very fine details can be obtained by using the computer. So this is the versatile nature of the computer, that it can be used in various different tasks and together they can be collectively obtained using the computer. Next is consistency. Let us see what is consistency. So given the same input and the instruction, a computer will produce the same result consistently. A computing phrase known as garbage in, garbage out, that is GIGO, points out that the accuracy of a computer output depends on the accuracy of the input. So what is this garbage in, garbage out? If the instructions which we give, if they have the error, then the output obtained will also have an error. But if the instruction is correct, we are giving the correct information, then the processed data, the output which will be received, they will also be accurate. So this way the computer is consistent. Let us see example. If we do not use a flash on a digital camera when indoors, the resulting pictures that are displayed on the screen may be unclear because they are too dark. For example, if you are using the mobile phone for clicking any picture, a snapshot, then if the flash is not on, then the image obtained may appear some blur or it may be dark. So to avoid that, if we will use the flash, then obviously we will obtain a clear picture which is bright enough. Clear? So this way the computer and the softwares are consistent. They will give the correct result every time if the input given is correct. Next is communication. Let us see. Most computers today can communicate with other computers, often wirelessly. Computers with this capacity can share any of the four information processing cycle operations, that is input, process, output and storage, with another computers or a user. So this way the computers can be used for the communication purpose wirelessly. Whatever the data we need to send, we can send from one device to another. So this way the computers are useful for communication purpose. Clear? Next is the increased productivity. What is increased productivity? Unfortunately, the computers sometimes eliminate manual jobs, mostly notably in factories, but computers also free human beings from other chores. Office workers who use the computers do their jobs better, faster and more efficiently. So by using the computer, we see that the productivity, the amount of work which was done earlier with the help of men, will now be many folds. The productivity will be increased and we have more better and faster result with the help of computer. Clear? The next one is the decision making. So what is decision making? Decision making, suppose you are having to take some decisions. So suppose for example, if government is planning to give some benefits for the farmers in a particular area, so how this decision will be made? The decision can be made on the basis of some data, like what is the income of the farmers in that area, what is the agriculture land, how much is the population of that area, what is the rainfall, how is the crops productivity. So on the basis of all these data, the government can take a decision. So this type of decision making process will also be dependent on the data which is provided by the help of the computer. So this way the computer are helpful for the decision making process also. Clear? So this is uh, it for today, and in the next class we will continue further. So for today, what is the homework also for you is to write some features, write 5 features of the computers in your notebook also. Till then, revise this and let us prepare your queries or the doubts in the next live class. Okay, till then keep learning, stay safe and healthy. Okay, thank you class.